What's up, guys? It's TRT77 here with my week 8 game of season 7 of WPF Magikarp division. Now, this week we take on Pulsie, and as you can okay, words are hard. As you can see, she's got quite a scary team. Honestly, the first thing looking at her team, how did you even get this team? This team is so scary. It's like the vast multitude of setup threats plus like the balance options with Aggron, Mega, Blissey, Salazzle, Jellicent, plus webs in Shuckle. This team is extremely annoying to face. Now, obviously the first thing I see with this team though is that her dark type is Sneasel. So, and her fiery does not resist dark. So the first thing I put on this team was Choice Band Urshifu. It was pretty much a no-brainer because Wicked Blow just kind of does a lot of damage to everything on this team. However, this week I opted to put Sucker Punch on because I think like that is something that's been a little bit of an oversight with me when I've been running Urshifu. Is I've just not been running Sucker Punch on the band set. So this time around we're gonna have Sucker Punch on this. Otherwise it's just a standard set. CC U-turn. We have got Melmetal coming in this week. I am rocking the protective pads because I think Rocky Helmet spam is very, very likely on this team. Jellicent can rock a Rocky Helmet. Rotom Heat can have one. It's just it's a very annoying, and that too she opts to bring Garchomp with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. I'm taking half my health per double Iron Bash, so I think protective pads are very important here, and that's why I've got Melmetal. Got pretty much a usual set. Darkest Lariat is there in case she's like a Cosmic Mew or she's like a setup variant of Mew. Moving on, we've got Nidoqueen. This week we're going with an Assault Vest Nidoqueen, and that's because our matchup against Rotom Heat is not great. If she chooses to bring an offensive variant or a Scarf variant, it's going to be tough for us to deal with, so I decided this week I needed a bulky Nidoqueen with AV so that it could eat 2 overheats and do a sizable chunk with Sludge Wave. Now, I thought of putting on a physical attacking move, like some people suggested Focus Punch or like Superpower or something like that on Nidoqueen for Blissey, but I felt like that lost me too much momentum and it was too prediction based, and I rather just opted for Super Fang because anyway it's gonna do like around 50, which should be enough, should be more than enough damage to Blissey. And moving on, we got Burn Bait coming back, Talonflame. This week we're running Special Talonflame, and that's because Physical Talonflame does absolutely nothing to Aggron Mega, like absolutely nothing. And Overheat is, I'm not going to say it's a 2-shot because obviously we get the drop, but like it should kill from around 60 to 65 depending on how much Spidef she's got on Mega Aggron. We also have Toxic and Taunt on here. Taunt mainly for Salazzle, so we can taunt it through sub, and obviously Taunt goes through sub, but yeah, so we can taunt Salazzle if it gets annoying. Toxic is just Rotom, good for chipping down Rotom Heat, which is a very easy switch into Talonflame. Next up, we got the Brody Slowbro Mega with Teleport Future Sights called Slack Off. Now, Future Sights really start to rack up damage against her team because of her own terrain. So I'm really hoping that we can potentially get a lot of damage off with Future Sights because her dark type is, again, it's Sneasel, and I don't expect Sneasel to come in this matchup considering it does basically nothing to Slowbro Mega, which is pretty much my psychic type, outside of maybe Galarian Articuno, which I don't know it was on my build-off for a bit, but like I don't think that was ever going to make the final cut. Our last mon is Crackerbug. Vikavolt is coming back. Again, I'm going with webs for Banded Urshifu because if we get webs up, Banded Urshifu just finishes his team off. Like, it's not looking good for her. Like, otherwise it's just a slow pivot. It's decent. Like even if it gets toxic, we can bolt switch out on something like Salazzle. And like the other thing with Vikavolt, which I realized is people are often like especially with the Brownie game as well. People don't realize that you kind of have to hit Vikavolt when it's in front of you, and you can't just let it sit there and you can't just set up on it, which is something I really like about Pokemon that are slow but not set up fodder, and Vikavolt just fills that hole even when it's just rocking two moves like Volt Switch and Energy Ball. Toxic again there just for Rotom Heat because I'm just looking to chip that thing down any way possible. Now I'll just jump into the game, guys. Now jumping into the game, guys. As you can see, she brought kind of a more balanced squad, but I'm kind of surprised to see Sneasel and also see. I assume, looking based on this on team preview, that's probably a Scarf Lele because that's probably her speed control in this game. Salazzle is here, which does not please me because obviously we have to play around Salazzle toxicking us, and that's just gonna be annoying as hell through this game. But that is definitely something we can always deal with. Hopefully it's not. If it's an offensive Salazzle, I don't know if it's a huge issue, but because we should be able to beat offensive Salazzle with multiple of our mons. Outside of that, looking at the Steve, I'm really curious to see what Rotom Wash is here, or what Aggron is here, if this is a setup variant or not. But based on this team matchup, I would guess that Rotom Wash here is Rocky Helmet, and Aggron is probably got to be more defensive here based on just like the mons she's brought. So let's just jump into it, guys. I am going to lead Talonflame. Easy lead. We outspeed every mon in this team basically, and we can always just switch out or U-turn out. Doesn't make a big difference. Now she leads Aggron. I'm going to U-turn out. I know Overheat doesn't kill here. I'm not taking any risks. We crit and do 3%. Now, why is that significant? Obviously, the crit doesn't matter because it's literally like, I think it added on like 0.3, but a crit doing 3% straight away gave me a set as 252 defense impish. Because a regular crit would have done 4 to 4.9. So that immediately gave me her set like off the bat here. She does set up rocks and she goes into Blissey. I'm just going to click Future Sight here because I would think Lele would come in soon. And she's Telepathy Lele. Now this is such good prep. I mean, she's watched my games and she's seen me bring Future Sight spam. That is such good prep bringing Telepathy Lele here. But it does also help us with Sucker Punch and Urshifu. But I assume it also helps Sneasel with Ice Shard. And that's probably telling me this is probably a banded Sneasel. Either way, we're going to teleport. We have the slower teleport on Blissey, so we're just going to go into Melmetal. Here, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to click Double Iron Bash. No need to predict anything there. She takes a decent chunk from the Future Sight, which all but confirms she is definitely Impish Bolt, especially with that Double Iron Bash damage. I'm going to go into Talonflame. She does click the Body Press. We don't get the Flame Body, which doesn't really matter. I'm just going to click Overheat. And Talonflame is going to take out Aggron Mega here, which is a great start for us early game. We don't have to deal with this giant beast that can basically keep coming back with wishes from Blissey. Now she's going to go into Rotom Heat here. And here I'm going to switch out first time round because I have Nidoqueen at full. I don't know why I'd have to stay in here. And she does click the Overheat. And that Overheat damage, though, did a lot more than I thought it would. And that tells me she's max special attack, timid on Rotom Heat. So this is an offensive Rotom Heat. It's something we got to be wary of. We don't know the item yet on it. Here I'm just going to click Super Fang because it's more than likely Blissey comes in because it always switches in on Nidoqueen. And we do get 50 off on it. But here I'm just going to double into Vikavolt because I don't see what she really does with Blissey. But she does teleport into Salazzle. Here I'm just like, if she's offensive and she wants to kill me, she can kill me. I'm not going to really let her get a sub up here. Like, there's no, like, losing Vikavolt would suck and losing Webs would suck, but it's not as bad as letting her get up a sub for free. So I'm just going to click Volt Switch, and she does click the substitute. So we get a free Volt Switch into Talonflame. Here I'm just going to click the Taunt. Again, no need for unnecessary prediction. We get the Taunt off on Rotom Heat. Here, I don't really need Talonflame a whole lot anymore. It doesn't really switch into much. And unless I'm going for like Flame Body Burn on like knockoff on Sneasel, there's nothing much Talonflame does really in this game outside of taunting Salazzle. But realistically, like, we have enough chip on Blissey. We probably can do without the taunt if we do lose Talonflame here. So here I'm just gonna click Toxic to get the chip rolling on Rotom, so that because this game is gonna come down to how much chip Rotom heat has on it at any time. That is cleaner cut. That is probably the most important thing in this game. So I'm gonna click Toxic, and she clicks Volt Switch and gets rid of Talonflame, which tells me she is Choice Scarf. So she is Choice Scarf Timid Max, which is great for us because here I'm just gonna go to Vikavolt. I'm gonna get Webs. I'm not expecting her to run Defog on a Choice Scarf Rotom, which would basically guarantee us Webs here. And yes, I'm probably gonna lose Vikavolt here to Tapu Lele. Again, sucks, not a big deal. Like, that's not Specs Lele by that damage, I know that much. So this might be double Scarf as well. Could very well be, but I don't know if she would bring Scarf Lele in a game where I've been known to bring Scarf Urshifu a bunch and it does outspeed. So I'm not sure what the item on Lele is at this moment in time. But we're gonna go into Melmetal. She does switch into Rotom and we get the double Iron Bash off. I'm not super concerned. I didn't want to predict again because Focus Blast didn't kill us there because she was not Specs and we were quite bulky on Melmetal, but I just didn't want to, the main thing with this team, I feel, is I just have to not unnecessarily predict to put myself in stickier situations than I need to be. And here again, I'm just going to go hard into Nidoqueen. And she reveals the Scarf Defog Rotom Heat. Now, this is bad and good for us because it's bad in that we lose Webs and we've lost Vikavolt. But it's great for us because we now get a free turn and you know what I'm doing. Like, I know for a fact she can't stay in here. And I know for a fact she can't risk me clicking Sludge Wave or Earth Power. So, either she's sacking him on or she's going Blissey. And if she's going Blissey, I'm making the hard double into Urshifu. And now we basically get a kill. And we get rid of Tapu Lele, which is really useful for us, honestly, this early in the game. And we're down to 4-4 right now. And I'm assuming she's going to go, yeah, she goes back into Scarf Heat. Overheats on the Nidoqueen coming in. Here I'm just gonna sack Nidoqueen for the extra drop, or if she switches out, we're just gonna get good chip with Sludge Wave. But unfortunately, she misses the overheat there, which I'm really sorry for. Like, I was just sacking at this point. Like, I didn't see a reason to. I just knew that the next drop came in. I had enough chip on Rotom here already, so I wasn't super concerned. But now we get solid chip on Rotom. It's down to 10%, which means I don't even have to predict a Rock Slide. Even though, like, after Lele was down, I really could just click Rock Slide freely. I don't have to predict a Rock Slide on Melmetal. I just click Double Iron Bash. But here, obviously, Rotom Heat. I'm just going to let her take out... Sorry, I did not mark off... I erroneously marked off Nidoqueen before Vikavolt. But basically, down Nidoqueen goes down. We're down 3-4. But, like, I think we're in a very good position for the end game here. Here, I'm just gonna go into Melmetal. This does like 30%. That's fine. If we get rid of Rotom Heat here, more than enough. I doubt she can afford to let go of Rotom Heat here because otherwise, she doesn't know that I'm banded Urshifu yet. She could just straight up lose to Urshifu right then and there if she loses this Mon. So I'm just gonna click Double Iron Bash here, not predict with the Rock Slide. And we get rid of Blissey. Now, this is unfortunate because it came off her missing the overheat. And, but yeah, now she's got Salazzle. I'm going to click Rock Slide here first in case she goes to the offensive play, which I realize now is a misplay. I should have clicked Double Iron Bash. Would have broken sub anyway. But, and it was 100% accurate. But here we break the sub on Salazzle. She does click the Flamethrower, which this was a roll in our favor to live, but again, after the overheat miss, I think that's just justice at this point. So Melmetal is going to go down here, and I go into Mega Slowbro. Obviously, we've not Mega'd yet, but she does click the Sludge Wave. We're just going to Scald here, no subs. So Mega Slowbro is going to pick up another kill on the season, and Salazzle goes down. But that poison from Sludge Wave is a little bit annoying. And depending on what she goes into here, I'm going to have to see what I do. And she does choose to go into Sneasel. And here, I'm going to Mega up because obviously Sneasel does nothing to us. It does 26 with Knock. I'm going to slack off. I could have probably played this more patiently in-game, but I knew from here Urshifu definitely won with Sucker Punch. So I was not super concerned. She does click knock again. I do go for the scald. We don't get the burn. Not a big deal. We're at 27. I'm just like, oh god, is this like crit range? And then I'm just an idiot because I just didn't realize my god, I have shell armor. Like, this is what happens when you get like hacks in a game like previously or something like that, or like in a previous like our last game which we uploaded where we got hacks. Like, it just gives you bloody anxiety about getting crit on a shell armor Pokemon. It's like the one thing Mega Slowbro does. But either way, I'm just gonna click slack off again. We're gonna slack off all the way back, and here I'm just gonna click scald because I know she can't kill me, and this guarantees we don't give off like pain split garbage or anything like that where she has to kill me with Rotom, with a move on Rotom, and if it's T-Bolt, again, we just suck her and win. I could have probably slacked off here, but if she had T-Bolt anyway, I was gonna die to Rotom heat. I didn't see a point of drawing this out any further. Slowbro Mega is gonna pick up another kill. It's going to take out Sneasel here, and we're down to 2-1 here. So it's Slowbro versus Rotom. We're gonna see what move Rotom locks itself into, and it is Volt Switch. So I'm not sure what her last move on Rotom heat was, but it clearly wasn't T-Bolt, or she would have clicked it there. And we're gonna go into Urshifu. Oh my god, apologies guys. I'm just gonna quickly take us back to that turn. Yeah, so we're back here. And I'm just gonna click the Sucker Punch. And that is going to be GG's to Pulsie. This was actually a lot closer than I thought it would be on matchup, because I was expecting her to bring a more offensive team, and I thought, you know, it'll be a lot more like me having to make calls and stuff. But like, when I saw the more balance oriented team, I felt maybe a little bit, I'm not gonna say more secure, but like, I feel like I had my win con set out early with Urshifu against this team. And Urshifu was a really tough matchup for her, because it's tough checking Urshifu when your dark type is Sneasel. Like, it doesn't really stop me from clicking Wicked Blow, especially with Tapu Lele not resisting Wicked Blow. So GG's to Pulsie though. This was a good game. This is the closest game we've had so far in WPF, and we move on now to 5 wins on the season. This is kind of nuts, guys. We won 5 in a row. We're up to 5-3 plus 5, unless I'm mistaken. Now this week's game, and I have to say this week's game because you know, we extended it. We extended this past week's game against Pulsie. This week's game is against Cherry. It's gonna be a hell of a game. I just cannot wait. He is unbeaten. He's at 7-0. No, I think he's at 8-0 now. And this is gonna be a hell of a game. And this is one you do not want to miss, guys. So GG's once again, Pulsie. And I'm hoping we can keep this win streak going. Now we're firmly like, I think now we should be in control of our own playoff fate. Should we win our last 3 games of the season, perhaps, because our divisional record is still 0-3 because we inherited it at 0-3. So hopefully we make it through this, guys, and get into the postseason. So this has been a fun one, guys. But this is TRT77 signing off. I'll catch y'all on the next one.